The Shape of Things to Come is a science fiction novel written by the British writer H.G. Wells, published in 1933. It takes the form of a future history that ends in 2106. A long economic slump causes a major war that leaves Europe devastated and threatened by the plague. The chaos caused by the slump returns much of the world to medieval conditions. Pilots and technicians that formerly served in various nations' air forces maintain a network of functioning airfields. Around this nucleus, technological civilization is rebuilt, with the pilots and other skilled technicians eventually seizing worldwide power and sweeping away the remnants of the old nation-states. A benevolent dictatorship is set up, paving the way for world peace by abolishing national divisions, enforcing the English language, promoting scientific learning, and outlawing religion. The enlightened world's citizens are able to depose the dictators peacefully and go on to breed a new race of super talents able to maintain a permanent utopia.
Within a few hundred yards of the waterworks. They then turned seaward again. By this time they'd been picked up with the searchlights of the battleship Dinosaur. Before they could mount out of range, she had opened upon them with her anti-aircraft gun. Unfortunately, without result.
Of course, everyone has said this time they'll start without any declaration of war.
Oh, listen.
We do not yet know the nationality of these aircraft, though of course there can be little doubt of their place of origin. But before all things, it is necessary for the country to keep calm. No doubt the losses suffered by the fleet are serious.
The losses of the fleet?
And it is imperative that the whole nation should at once stand to arms. Orders for a general mobilization have been issued, and the precautionary civilian organization against gas will at once be put into operation. Our instructions have just come to hand. We shall cut off for 5 minutes, then read you the general instructions. Please call in all your friends. Call in everyone you can.
You've got your stimulant, Passworthy. Something great has got you. War has come.
Still and distant. War has broken out suddenly. There may be an air raid, but it is not likely to be a very serious one. You must be prepared for it. The danger will not be great. As soon as the danger is over, bugles will sound all clear. The streets will be dangerous. Do not assemble in crowds. Keep indoors. Go home. Those who are far from home can take refuge in the underground railway. Go home. Go home. Go home. Get out of the square. Get out of the street. Go home. Home. Turn out your lights. Close the windows. With a wet sheet or a wet blanket over doors and windows. Keep close. Keep close. Get out of the street. Go home and keep home. Keep close.
Though this work is a work of fiction, several of Wells's short-term predictions from the shape of things to come would come true, such as the aerial bombing of whole cities, which was presented in more detail than in his previous book, The War in the Air, and the eventual development of weapons of mass destruction. Others, such as the withering of state power and the dissolution of Islam, have not come to pass.
Bad shape, eh? Why does it come to this? God, why do we have to murder each other?
Go, my friend. That is my guess. It's a bad guess. Funny if I'm killed by my own poison.
Quick, get this. Get this on, quickly.
Give it to her. I've given plenty to others. Why should I not have some myself? Give it to her. I'm done.
Breathe through your mouth.
I dropped the gas on her. Maybe I've killed her father and mother. Maybe I've killed her whole family. And then I go and give up my mask to save her. That's funny. That's a joke.
A Frame Story claims that the book is Wells' edited version of notes written by an eminent diplomat, Dr. Philip Raven, who had been having dream visions of a history textbook published in 2106 and wrote down what he could recall of it. It is split into 5 books. The first of these details history from the Great War to 1933. In late 1933 or early 1934, U.S. President Franklin D. Roosevelt's failure to implement the New Deal and revive the U.S. economy, and Adolf Hitler's failure to revive the German economy by rearmament, caused the worldwide economic crisis to continue for 30 years, concurrently with a Second World War, a war fought between countries already on the verge of economic collapse, which is hastened by the war. Wells's Second World War breaks out in January 1940 with the European conflagration from the flashpoint of a violent clash between Germans and Poles at Danzig, closely matching the actual outbreak of World War II. However, Wells's imagined war sharply diverges from the actual war when Poland proves a military match for Germany. The inconclusive war lasts 10 years. Other countries are eventually dragged into the fighting, though France and the Soviet Union are only marginally involved. The United Kingdom remains neutral, and the United States fights with Japan to indecisive effect on both sides. The Austrian Anschluss happens during rather than before the war. Czechoslovakia avoids German occupation. Its president, Edvard Beneš, survives to initiate the final suspension of hostilities in 1950. Wells's prediction was off the mark with regard to Spain. In Wells's history, Spain stays out of the violent passions sweeping Europe. In actuality, the Spanish Civil War, a particular strong manifestation of these violent passions, would begin 2 years after the book's publication. He correctly predicted that the coming war would involve both sides launching heavy bombings of each other's main cities. His depiction of the destroyed Unter den Linden closely predicted its actual fate in the war. However, Wells wrongly thought that land fighting would quickly bog down, as in World War I, and that tanks would prove completely ineffective. In Wells's future, submarines become the launching pads for air torpedoes, submarine-launched ballistic missiles, carrying weapons of mass destruction. This enables nations to threaten the destruction of places halfway around the world. This would not come true in World War II, but instead in later decades. The Second World War ends with no victor but total exhaustion, collapse and disintegration of both involved and neutral countries, all affected by the deepening economic crisis. Nearly all governments break down, and a devastating plague in 1956 and 1957 kills a large part of humanity. Civilization nearly ends. A benevolent dictatorship, the dictatorship of the air, arises from the controllers of the world's surviving transport systems, who are the only people with global power. The dictatorship promotes science, enforces basic English as a global lingua franca, and eradicates all religion, setting the world on a road to a utopia. When the dictatorship chooses to execute a subject, the condemned is given a chance to take a poison tablet modelled on the hemlock given to Socrates. The achievement of a classless society is not via a Marxist dictatorship of the proletariat, which Wells rejected. Rather, the working class is pulled upwards and eliminated in several generations of upward social mobility, leaving a humanity entirely composed of middle-class intellectuals. The limited amount of physical labour still needed is performed by the world's youth, who undergo 2 years of labour conscription instead of military conscription, which is no longer needed.
Is it any better world than it used to be? I rebel against this progress. What has this progress, this world civilization done for us? Machines and marvels. They've built these great cities of theirs, yes. They've prolonged life, yes. They've conquered nature, they say, and made a great white world. Is it any jollier than the world used to be in the good old days, when life was short and hot and merry and the devil took the hindmost?
All the same, what can we do about it?
Rebel. Rebel now. Now's the time.
Why now in particular?
Why, because of this space gun business. Because of this project to shoot human beings at the stars. People don't like it, shooting humans away into hard, frozen darkness. They're murmuring.
They've murmured before and nothing came of it.
Because they had no leader. But now, suppose someone cried, "Halt! Stop this progress!" Suppose I shouted to the world, "Make an end to this progress." I could talk. Radio is everywhere. This modern world is full of voices. I'm a master craftsman. I have the right to talk.
Yes, but will they listen to you?
They'll listen, trust them. If I shout, "Arise! Awake! Stop this progress before it is too late!" What is this progress? What is the good of all this progress onward and onward? We demand a halt. We demand a rest. The object of life is happy living. We will not have human life sacrificed to experiment. Progress is not living. It should only be the preparation for living. They stage the old Greek tragedy again, and the father offers up his daughter to his evil gods.
And that voice is sounding to the whole world.
No. The old
might suppress
slaveries
it.
have taken new names. and
They'll have to hear him and make what they can of him.
What does this space gun portend? Make no mistake about it. The slaveries they put upon themselves today, they will impose tomorrow upon the whole world. Is man never to rest, never to be free? A time will come when you in your turn will be forced away to take your chance upon strange planets and in dreary,
abominable places beyond the stars. An end to progress. Make an end to this progress now. Let this be the last day of the scientific age. Make the space gun the symbol of all that drives us, and destroy it. Now!
I wonder what they will make.
After around 100 years, the dictatorship of the air is overthrown in a bloodless coup. The former rulers are sent into honorable retirement and the world state withers away. The last part of the book details the utopian world that emerges. The aim of this utopian world is to produce a world society made up entirely of polymaths, every one of its members being the intellectual equal of the greatest geniuses of the past.
There they go. That faint gleam of light.
I feel that what we've done is monstrous.
What they've done is magnificent.
Will they come back?
Yes, and go again and again, till the landing is made and the moon is conquered. This is only a beginning.
If they don't come back, my son and your daughter, what of that, Cabal?
Then, presently, others will go.
Oh, God, is there never to be any age of happiness? Is there never to be any rest?
Rest enough for the individual man. Too much and too soon, and we call it death. But for man, no rest and no ending. He must go on, conquest beyond conquest.
First this little planet and its winds and waves, and then all the laws of mind and matter that restrain him. Then the planets about him, and at last out across immensity to the stars. And when he has conquered all the deeps of space and all the mysteries of time, still he will be beginning.
We're such little creatures. Poor humanity is so fragile, so weak. Little animals.
Little animals. And if we're no more than animals, we must snatch each little scrap of happiness and live and suffer and pass, mattering no more than all the other animals do or have done. It is this or that. All the universe or nothing. Which shall it be? Which shall it be?